Okay, so today we're going to be putting together some Halford's boltless shelving. Not too many parts. I've already made some. You've got the long parts, which are the legs, and they're the same on the left and the right. You've got the side panels, and again they're the same on the left and the right. And you get these ones with their little tang on them, and they are they go in the centre, which you'll see in a minute. They're a centre support. You get these, and they are the joining pieces between the top and the bottom of the leg. There's a little packet of feet and tops like that, and a pack of boards. So what I do first is get 4 of the little plastic feet and put it on 4 of the uprights. Okay, and then we'll start joining it together. Okay, so I've put the little plastic foot on, and the next thing to do is to join 2 of your legs with the back rail. Personal choice, but I just slot my joint. I've slotted my joining pieces into the top for joining the 2 parts of the shelving. Now this whole system works because there are 2 tangs on there, and you can put them up like that. I can't do that on film, sorry, and they slide into there. Each one slides in. You've got to make sure that both of them go in. Quite easy to locate, but just to tap them down, I've got, well, it's actually it's a rubber mallet. It's the one I use for camping normally, for putting the pegs in. So I use these. So once I've located these in here, I just give them a tap. Now you can put the rails wherever you like. I'm matching it up to the set that I've already made. Just remember that you have got a joining piece in here, so you're, probably your 3rd shelf up is going to need to be either just above the join or just below, because the bracket's in there in the way. Also, as you start putting it together, I would suggest putting one of the side rails on, because all of this obviously starts to try and fall forwards as you're doing it. And also very important is making sure that the left and the right are in the same set of holes. In this instance, I've got a brick wall behind, so I'm using that as my guide to make sure that I've got them in the same place, because of course they need to be level for your shelf to go on flat. If you haven't got a guide like that, you can count the number of holes up to make sure they're in the same ones, or you could just pop a little spirit level on there, and if it was level, you'd know that they were in the same holes on both sides. So you've got that principle all the way up, making sure that they're in the same set of holes, so your shelf's going to sit in there level. So you'll find that once you get your base on, it becomes a lot more stable. It's a bit wobbly, to be honest, until you get to that stage. Now it's entirely up to you. The next thing you've got to do is put one of the cross braces in, which is these. Now if you look at the picture, honestly they're very soft. Look, just with my thumb, bend them over 90 degrees like that. Same on the other end, bend it over, don't go too far. And then if you look inside, very hard to see, light's not very good. Where is it? There it is there. Oh, sorry, light's terrible. There's a little slot in them, front and back. So what happens is, I can't do it. Sorry, can't do it and film it. Yeah, so that little tang that you just bent over goes in that slot, and then come to the front and do the same, and then you can put your shelf on. So there's the board in. It was quite a tight fit actually, a bit awkward because it was catching on the sides. I think if I was Halfords, I'd have taken a couple of 3mm off the width just to make them slot on a bit easier, but there we go. Anyway, that's that one in. I've just put my second half of my leg on, and when they join, you'll see that there should be no gap when you've joined the two together. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to the easiest way, if you're wanting to make them the same, is obviously have them side by side. Now I've got the back in, I can start copying my level across as I go up. Don't put your plastic caps on here till you finish, because it makes it even more difficult to get your top shelf on. Okay, so I'm going to start building up. I'm going to go all the way up the back now, doing the levels, and then I shall start doing copying the sides and everything. And then all I'm going to do is literally build a level, put a shelf on, build a level, put a shelf on. Okay, so let's get on with that. So the reason I do one layer at a time is because if you've made any mistakes with putting these in level as you go round, when you put your shelf on, you'll notice it straight away. Okay, I thought there was also another way you could have made these if you wanted to. You could have made the left side and the right side separately, and then join them together, having them laid on the floor. Again, personal choice, I suppose. I just like doing it this way. Okay, so this is almost finished. A couple of little things. I think probably the most awkward thing for me is these crossbars. Again, if I was Halfords, if anybody listens, I would probably make this the way how far it's bent in a little tiny bit further, because these tangs can be quite difficult to get across, I found. And the boards, the way I found the best way to get the boards on was I put in the left, and I kind of put my hand underneath and pushed that side down, so it kind of bowed it, dropped it in and let it go. So that's it for this assembly. Last thing, your little feet, or should we call them caps, when they're on this end, pop them on there. Again, I just found that a little bit awkward just to get on with your hands sometimes, so just put them on it, give them a little tap after your top shelf is in. I'll put the other shelf on now, and there we go. That's your Halfords boltless shelving. What I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to unfortunately, hello Halfords again, these are, unless you put lots of weight on the bottom, these really want bolt into the wall. And I can see here, look, there's a space there for you to actually be able to drill through, push him to the wall, and actually get them fixed in. If you're not going to fix them to the wall, I would suggest that you put your heaviest stuff on the bottom and your lightest stuff on the top. Okay, that's all from me, Nick, the handyman, and please subscribe to my channel, it really helps. Thank you guys.